So good morning, guys. In yesterday's session, we discussed about finding HTML elements. To find the HTML elements, we have the following ways. We already seen by using ID, by using class name. In the earlier session, we implemented by using ID. By using ID, how we can get an element. I mean, how we can find an element. This is what we seen in the yesterday session, guys. Right. So this is a method we have document.getElementsById. That is a method we already seen now. In this today's session, we are going to see a method get elements by class name. So how can we find an element? How can we find the elements by using get elements by class name? This method we will see, guys. So for this, I just prepared a file. So let us go to this file. This is the file, right? Can you see here? I have a document contains some elements, right? This is an element, paragraph element with an ID 1. So remaining, I have some divs and with a class called block. How can we identify the elements by using class name? So what is the method we have? This is a method, guys. Let me show you the method. Document.get elements. This is plural, very important. This is not singular. It is a get element means that is a simple thing. That is a one thing. That's why we use get element. So now it is get elements by class name. The method is very important, guys. Get elements by class name. And JavaScript is case sensitive programming language. Keep it in mind. The method how I written in the same manner you need to written. So get element E capital, B capital, C capital, and N capital. So it's a very important thing, guys. All of you check it carefully, right? Get elements by class name. What is my class name? My class name is block. So by using this block, I want to get all the elements, guys, right? So what is going to happen now? This is going to return an array of all the elements which contain a class called block, right? So how many elements are there here? There are 4 elements which contain a class called block, right? So all the information, now I'm getting the elements information by using class name. So let me keep into a variable where elements equal to, you can take any variable here, not only elements here, take it any variable. So no problem, guys, right? So here I just want to print it. So let me know what this elements variable contain. So let us check it, guys, once again. So elements, just I'm printing it and just try to go and print the output here, right? So yeah, this is the file, and you can go to the console. Just I printed in the console, right? You have something called HTML collection 4. What is the meaning of HTML collection? What the get elements by class name is doing? It is returning HTML elements which contain a class called block as an array. It is saying that HTML collection. So all it will collect all the elements, right? What is the elements I have? Div.block, 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 section.block. Last element is section. I given a section element which contain a class called block. So I have 4 elements I can see which contain a class called block. What is the length of it? Length is a property, total number of elements in the collection. There are 4 elements are there, or all the 4 elements are, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. It's an array na, so that's why we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3. If you want to get specific element information, how can we get the specific element information here? Simple thing. If you want to get the specific element information, we can go with element of 0. If I write element of 0, then what is going to happen? Just refresh it if you can get it. So what I'm getting, first element, this is the first element, block 1, which contains the block 1. The first element is containing the block 1. If you want to get the second element, then what you can do here, you can go and you can write one more thing called 1, the first position. We are see, this is giving collection of HTML elements as an array. So what is the first position? First element, second position, third position, fourth position, something like this, right? Just I'm refreshing it again. Now you can see this is block 2, but they are also contain class called block. Now I want to print the remaining things also. You can check it as a 2, and this is 3. Now I'm just refreshing it. If you can refresh, we'll get all the 4 elements information. This is 4 elements information. It is a collection. What this element contain? It is collecting all the elements which contain a class called block. right? There are how many elements are there? There are 4 elements which contain a class called block, guys, right? So we have 4 elements. I'm getting the information here, right? If you want to add an attribute to this particular element, or if you want to remove an attribute from the particular element, yes, we can manipulate by using these guys here, right? So now this is an individual element information accessing. Just I printed on the console, we are getting the individual element information. If you want to get the length, we can write simply elements dot length. What is the meaning of it? How many elements are there which contain a class called block? There are totally 4 elements are there. The properties length is the property to find the total number of elements which contain a class called block. Now you can check it, refresh it. I'm containing 4 elements, right? The elements which contain a class called block, there are 4 elements are there, right? For example, to this element, this is block 2, contain the text contain block 2. To this element, I want to add an attribute, or I want to remove an attribute from this particular element. We already know how to add an attribute, right? We know how to remove an attribute, how to add an attribute from this particular DOM, right? Or from this particular element. So here we have a paragraph tag with ID. How can we access that particular thing? So this is get element by ID, na? So document dot get element, not elements. This is important, element by ID, because ID is only one. That's why we have to use element by ID. Class contain multiple, so get elements. This is very important. The word is elements. So elements, and here we are using element because ID is only for one element, but class may contain multiple, right? Multiple elements may contain the same class. That's the reason the method they given, like get elements by class name, get elements by ID. What is the ID? 1. So what it contain? It contain all the information of the particular paragraph tag. So it contain only one information. Directly we can write it, right? So now simply you can go with the console.log of. Directly I'm writing this statement. Then what is going to happen, guys? You will get the paragraph information there, right? So you can just go and refresh it, and you will have the paragraph information, because it is only one information. But if I go for console.log of elements, then what it is giving? It is giving HTML collection. It is not giving it as, right? It is giving HTML collection. Now I have 4 div block, div block, div block, div section.block, right, which contain a class called block. Sorry, guys. Right now, this is what the elements we have, and we can find the length of this also. Now I want to find an attribute. I want to add an attribute to an element, right? How can we add an attribute to an element? I want to add attribute to this only particular element only, block 2, the element which contain a text called block 2. To that element only I want to add an attribute. For the other, I don't want to add. But all elements are containing the class called block only, but which contain a text called block 2, for that only I want to add an attribute. So how can we add an attribute? This is what the thing, guys, here. Check it carefully, guys. Here we can get it. So here we can write elements of 1. If I write elements of 1, what is going to happen? I'm getting the block 2. Yes, the text contain block 2. To this, you want to add an attribute called set attribute. So if you want to add an attribute called set attribute is the method. So to this set attribute, we have a key comma value. What is the key here? I want to make it an ID, and you can make it as a something called welcome, or you can take anything, right? So text, something like I'm taking something called a text ID. Now if we can refresh it carefully, can you see the block 2? Just I'm going to block 2 here, just you can check it. It was added ID is added to the particular element only. We are able to do. No, now you guys are saying that you want to add ID attribute for every element. I want to add text 1, text 2, text 3, text 4. ID always should be in a queue. Don't give same ID text for all the 4 elements, right? We need to give ID text 1, text 2, text 3, text 4, something like this, right? I want to give, guys, right? So then in this situation, this is text, right? You want me to make this is as a 2, right? This is 2 for text 2, something like this, right? How we can give it, that is the important thing, guys, here. Right now what is going to happen? ID text 2 will be added now. Now refresh it, text 2 is added to this particular element amount. So now I want to go with the 3, and this is 3, and you want to make it as a 3 also. This is 3. Now refresh it carefully. If you can refresh, it was added, right? So it was added. Yes, it is added, text 3 also added. For the first element, we didn't add anything, right? If you want to add an attribute to the first element, yes, you can go to the first element as well, right? So if you want to add, this is 0. Yes, we have to take the position as 0, set attribute of text 0. And this is text 1. I want to take an attribute like this. You added attributes like this. Okay, one doubt for me. If we have 15 to 20 elements with a class called block, right? If you there are 20 elements are there which contain a class called block, then will you write this 20 times, right? No, right? This is not the correct manner of doing writing 20 times, right? So this is absolutely hard coding. And why should, see, the main thing is here, we cannot hard code, right? We have to reuse it, right? How can we reuse this and all? And let me check it, guys. Now I'm going to write a simply a loop statement. So by using this loop, right, this is an array now. If it is an array, we can iterate the array values here, right? Let us go with for loop. First of all, we need to get the total elements, guys, where let me have a variable total equal to elements dot length, right? By writing this property, we will get the total number of elements. Yes, we have total number of elements. Now I can easily write the for loop. For loop, to write the for loop, we need a starting point and we need an ending point. Ending point is nothing but the total number of elements. How many times you want to repeat the loop? So how many values are there in that array? That many times I want to repeat the loop. And anyhow, array index always starts with a 0. So my for loop will start like this, where I equal to 0 initial point, I less than total, right? This is the ending point, and I plus plus. Yes, done, guys. Now I'm just coming here. So write it. So now I'm going to print console.log. Just I'm going to print console.log elements of I. Just I'm printing I. Now you can see it will print all the elements in the DOM, guys. Now refresh the page and just check the console. You will get all the elements, right? This is all the elements, element 1, element 2, 3, 4, which contain blocks. This is I printed here. Just you can put it in comment. ID, just I'm keeping in comment, right? So anyhow, we are getting all the elements of the thing by writing a simple logic. Earlier we written, because we have 4 elements, that's why we written 4 statements. Now that's not the correct situation. Always remember carefully. Now, so first element, second element, third element, fourth element. For this, I want to add an attribute, set attribute. I'm adding an attribute, attribute, attribute. And what is the attribute you want to add? I want an attribute called ID. And what is the ID you want to add? You want to add texture. Then what is the problem? You can see ID attribute was added. So go to the DOM. Can you see ID is added? ID text is added. But I told you ID is always represents unique, na? So one person, one ID, but why are you giving the same ID for all the 4 elements? We have to give different ID, right? Then what I want to do here, guys, all of you see, I'm just concatenating the variable I. If you can concatenate the variable I, what is the I value? I value 0, 1, 2, 3. So now you can check it. The ID will be different, guys. Now ID is going to be text 0, text 1, text 2, text 3. This is different ID we given. Not only this attribute, you can add any attribute to this element, whatever the attribute you want to add. Yes, you can add an attribute to this particular element. What is the text of the every element by default? By default element text is what is the text? Block 1, block 2, block 3. I want to change the text also. If you want to change the text, guys, how can I make the text, guys? Here, elements of I. So this is nothing but inner HTML. We have a property called inner HTML. By using this property, we can change the element text. Now I'm making this as a welcome to welcome to let us make this as a I. Then what is going to happen now? Can you see here? You can check it. By default text is this is block 1, block 2, block 3 section. If I refresh, what is this? Is welcome to 0, welcome to 1, welcome to 3. This is how we are manipulating group of elements. First thing is here, how can we find all the elements which contain a class called block? This is a way of finding them. This is what the method is doing. This method is finding all the elements which contain class called block and keeping into a variable called elements. So these elements we are iterating. So this is nothing but an iteration of all the elements, right? So all elements are having same class, and whatever you want to add, whatever you want to remove, by using these methods, set attribute, get attribute, and remove, we can remove the value of it also, guys, right? Whatever it may be, we can remove the attribute also from the elements, guys. This is how we can manipulate the thing. So now actual DOM is, this is actual DOM. After executing this script, what is going to happen? The DOM is changing, right? The DOM is changing by adding an attribute, by adding a text. Actual output is, this is actual output. And after this, now you can see I'm just removing the script. This is the actual output you written in the document. By using JavaScript, I'm changing my DOM structure completely. We have some ID. You want to add some additional styles for this, guys. You want to add some style for this. How can we add a style to this every element, guys? Now you can come down. I'm going to add some style to this element. Can you say how can we add? We have a style property, style dot color. I'm going to give some color equal to, let me use some color called red. Then what is going to happen? All elements are going to be turned into red color. Now you can, you see all elements are turned to red color. You want to provide some other style, like font size. You want to make something called font size. How can I provide the font size property, guys? We can provide the thing like this font size. I want to make this as a 20 pixels, and let us refresh the page and check it. So font size is also added, guys. So this is how we are manipulating the DOM, right? So what is a method we have? This is a method, guys, we have. So get elements by class name. By using the class name, we can identify the elements like this. This is a way, this is a method. Just remember the method. What this method is returning? This method is returning HTML collection, which contain a class called block, right? So after that, we are iterating. So we have to iterate grouply. So grouply means don't write individually. So I mean, it will be a lot of logic, right? If you are writing individually. So just keep this into a loop and iterate it and add I. Here, can you see what is this I? Because we are in the loop, right? I having first element, second element, third element, fourth element. Once loop is done, you will exit automatically, right? For all the elements, ID is added, but same ID is adding. No, I'm just add a value called I. So then ID will be different, guys. Can you see text 0, text 1, text 2? ID should be different, right? That's the reason. And we added some style also. Can you see style color red, font size 20 pixels? This is also added to the DOM. But what is our DOM actually? This is my DOM. It contains only an attribute called class. But after executing this, I'm having two other attributes for every element called, one is ID and one more is style, guys. In the same manner, I want to discuss about the next method, guys. What is the next method we have? Get elements by tag name. So now we seen get elements by ID, and we have seen get elements by class name. Now I just want to go with get elements by tag name as well. How can we find an element based on the tag? That's a question. So we have so many tags, right? We have div tag, table tag, tr tag, paragraph tag, or input tag, and a lot of tags are there. So whatever the tag it may be, anchor tag is also there, right? How can we find an anchor tag? How can we find a div tag? So by using the tag name method. So let us use the next method, get elements by tag name, guys. So how we are going to find the DOM by using get elements by tag name. Let us copy the same example here. I'm going to create a new file. Let us save the file dom6.html. Now, so let me remove the code. Whatever the code I written, I'm removing. But this I want to continue with the same, guys, here. So now you can go with the paragraph tag also. You can take one more paragraph tag here. This is 2. Let us have some ID called 2 for this. Right. So you can take anything. You can take some different group of tags. This is, let me go with the PA or a para 1. Let us make it as a para 2. Something, some group of elements, right? I have 3 divs and 2 something. Let me go with some anchor tag as well. Ahref equal to, let us go with something called Google. Facebook, something called YouTube. Some text you can take, no problem. So these are the something we have. And if you want, you can assign the links also, http://youtube.com. You can give some links, no worries, whatever the link it may be. So http://fb.com. So this is google.com. Something you can give the links also. http colon slash slash google.com, something guys. These are the links, right? So here we have tags, paragraph tags, div tag, and anchor tag. You can take other tags also guys, no problem. Now the method is here. Earlier we seen a method get elements by class name. Now get elements by, what's the next method here? We have get elements by tag name guys. How can we find the elements by using the tag name, right? So now I want to find the p elements, paragraph elements, right? So all p, something like I have a variable called all p, all paragraph tags. So what is the what you have to pass here? So it is earlier get element by class name. That's why we passed class name here. Now get elements by tag name. Just pass the tag name. That's enough. Don't give less than greater than symbols here. This is not correct, guys. Here, just pass the name of the tag. That's enough. Right. This is just I passed here. Now you can check it. So all the paragraph tags. So I just want to go and console.log and let me print all p. Let us check what it contains. The same output. What is the output you got earlier in the class name? Get element by class name. I think I can get the same output here also, guys. So let me execute the file here. What is the file we have here? dom6.html. This is a new file I just created. Run the file now. Yes. Can you see guys here we have para 1, para 2, block 1, block 2, block 3, and we have 3 anchor tags. This is output. Now let me go to console. What is this is saying that HTML collection. What is this HTML collection? 2. Earlier we got the information based on the class name. We got the same HTML collection 4 based on the class name. Now we are getting the elements. Some people may ask you in interviews also how to find the total number of paragraph tags in a document. How you will find the paragraph tags, total number of paragraph tags? I don't know. There may be a very big document. I want to find the total number of paragraph tags in this document, or else I want to find the total number of divs in this document. I want to find the total number of anchor tags in this document. How can you find, guys? Simply, this is the solution. So for you guys, now you can just go with this. Now you can write all p dot length. So what I will get here, you will get the total number of paragraph tags. Just go and refresh the page. You will get all the paragraph tags, guys. Just refresh it. I'm getting 2 paragraph tags. So in the same manner, you can go for it now. So now I'm going with to get all the where all div, something like I'm going a variable with all div. So now document dot get elements by tag name. This is important. What is the tag? You have to pass the tag name here. Then what is my output, guys? Now just go with console.log and you can go with all div. So now you are just printing all div. So we can get all the div elements information here. If you want, you can write the length also. Now if I refresh, what is my output here? HTML collection of 3. It is also giving the same output. But so the ways, we have to understand the ways, the possible ways to find the elements, right? So finding the elements, one is by using id, one is by using the class name, one is by using the tag name also, right? We can find elements, right? We can find the students by using their name. We can find the students by using their class name also. I want to get 5th class students, I want to get 10th class students, all the students of 10th class. I want to get the students by using id also, right? In the same manner here, so we have the possible ways. The javascript is provided, the DOM interface is providing the possible ways to find the elements. The same manner, I want to find the all anchor tags, where all a, let us go with a variable and get it, guys. Document dot get elements by tag name. What is my tag name? You can use any tag here. I'm using anchor tag here. Now you can just go with the console.log. So what is a variable? All anchor tags, right? I just want to print it and you can go. This is also going to give you HTML collection, right? So you can just check it and you have HTML collection. There are 3 anchor tags, there are 3 divs, and there are 2 paragraph tags, guys. Like this, you can find the length of the total number of elements. How many paragraph tags are there in this document? How many div elements are there in this document? How many anchor tags are there in the document? So we have, if you can write simply dot length property, we will understand, right, how many elements are there in this and all, right? So this is a simple thing, guys, right? Like this we can understand the things, guys. Now check it, guys. We have anchor tags. In the same manner, if you want to add an id for this anchor tags, I want to add some title tag. So I want the title, you didn't add it, you didn't add class also, you didn't add any id attribute to this anchor tag. I want to add target equal to blank. So generally, see, so we have an attribute target, right? Target equal to blank. Some attributes are there now, right? So target, target equal to underscore blank, right? And we can have some title also, kada? Right? So we have some title equal to something. So I want to add these two attributes by using DOM. So let us add, but you given just only an attribute called href attribute to this element, that's it. So now I want to add the additional attributes to this, guys. First of all, we have to find the length of it. What is the length? How many anchor tags are there? Are 3 anchor tags are there. How can we add it, guys? Check it carefully. Now I'm writing for loop again. For where I equal to 0, I less than, right here, all a dot length. I am writing the, earlier we taken a variable total. Now I'm not taking anything. Directly I'm writing I less than all anchor tags dot length. Total number of anchor tags you will get here, and you can write I plus plus. That's it, guys. Now you can go here and just you can come console.log of all a of I. Just you can print it. Same logic, guys. Yesterday what you earlier in the previous example what we written, the same I am also writing here. Just you can come and refresh the page. We can get all the anchor tags, guys. 3 anchor tags. For all these 3 anchor tags, I have to add a class, right? For example, for these anchor tags, I'm creating one class like a button. So come down and let us have some style tag here. Let us write a style class for this, right? So let me display a class called link. Link is the class. Let me design for this for a while. Link color colon hash fff white color, background color. Let me use some color called hash 999. This is the background color. Text decoration, I want to remove the underline for this anchor tag. Text decoration none. So let me use some padding also. Padding top bottom 10 pixels and left right 20 pixels. I'm just you written a class called link, but if I refresh, is there adding, right? Is links are designed, guys? No, links are not designed. I want to add the link class to these anchor tags by using DOM. So this class should be added by using DOM, not by using directly. So I know if we can use the class here for this anchor tag, there is an attribute called class, class, class equal to link. Just add the class called link. Then you can check it. It was designed, right? It was designed. No. I don't want to add directly. Let me add this class by using DOM manipulation, guys. How can we add the same class by using DOM manipulation? Come here. Right here you have already idea. In the earlier we seen, guys, all a dot sorry, first of all we have to get the element, right? I dot set attribute. What is the attribute you want to add here? Set attribute. Set attribute. What is the attribute you want to add? I want to add an attribute called a class. What is a class you want to add? Link. So now you can just refresh it. Then what is going to happen? How many anchor tags you have in this document? For all those anchor tags, we have a class called, I mean, the class will be added, guys. What is the class? Now you can see class is added for all the anchor tags. How DOM, what you are doing in HTML and what JavaScript is doing. So check it, guys. Please compare what exactly JavaScript will do, what exactly HTML can do. HTML is doing something, and what JavaScript is doing, JavaScript is manipulating on the HTML element, how we are changing the attributes. Remember, first of all, DOM means you have to get an idea in your mind, that is called how we are manipulating the elements, how we can add an attribute, how we can remove an attribute, how we can change the text of an element. This type of idea you have to get it, guys. Right now I want to add one more attribute. What is the attribute I want to add? Target attribute, target, target equal to, what is the attribute I want to add? I want to add underscore blank. That's the attribute I want to add here, blank. Now you can check it. If I refresh, so go to the DOM, and can you see the anchor tags list at the bottom of the DOM? Can you see class is added and target is added? For example, if I click this facebook.com, then what is going to happen? New window is open. Do you see? Because the attribute is added. The attribute was added. That is the reason if I click Google, a new window will open. See, Google page is opening here. So the attributes are added. If I am not having this, then what is going to happen? The document will be loaded in the same page. No, I don't want to load in the same page. That's why I added an attribute called underscore blank. Now still you want to add one more thing called title. I want to add an attribute called title, right? So go and add the something called title. How can I add the title, guys? So title is important thing for this. Title, when I can get the title, if I keep mouse on it, so a tooltip will come under the hand reference, right? So YouTube, Facebook, something like, see, whatever the text it is having, Google, Facebook, and the text, this is the text they are containing. So guys, see, the elements are containing this text. I want to get this text, I want to add it as a title attribute, right? How can we get the text of it, Amma? Simply, you can check it carefully. So I am writing all a of I dot inner HTML. So what is this will do? This will get the current element text, na? That current element text I'm assigning to the title attribute. Now you just refresh it and you can go and refresh it. Title attribute is also added. Can you check it here? Title attribute is also added, guys. Now just I'm coming down and keep mouse on it. A tooltip is coming. Yes, Google is coming, and Facebook is coming, and YouTube is coming. What HTML did, what JavaScript did here? Please check it carefully. This is how we are manipulating them. Not only this anchor tag, you can take any elements, whatever it may be, right? First of all, you have to know the attributes of the anchor tag. These are the attributes of an anchor tag. I'm just assigning the attribute of anchor tag to this, guys. How we are assigning? By using DOM. In the same manner, how we can manipulate paragraph tags, how we can manipulate this, how we can manipulate the image tags as well, right? So you can get total number of images in the document. How can we find? Get elements by tag name. So guys, both methods, get elements by class name, get elements by tag name, both methods we seen, both methods are doing the same job, but the difference is one is by using class name, one is by using the tag name. We can find elements by using tag name, we can find elements by using class name. What these are doing? These are giving HTML collection. What this div, all div contain? This is contain HTML collection. Collection means all the elements of all the elements which contain a div, which contain a name called div. So how many elements are there with div? How many elements are there with paragraph tag? How many elements are there with anchor tag? So we can find like this. In the earlier example, what we see in this example, we are finding elements based on the class name. Each element may have different classes, guys. I want to find all the elements which contain a class called block. I want to find all the elements which name is paragraph tag, which name is div tag. So this is how we can find the DOM elements, guys. So these two methods are going to play a key role, very important. And as usual, ID is also right. Earlier we discussed about the ID, get element by ID. So ID is only for manipulating one element, and here get elements by class name, get elements by tag name to manipulate multiple elements, right, at a time. I want to handle multiple elements at a time. So this is how we can find the DOM elements, guys. This is how we can find the DOM elements. And the next method is here. The next method, query selector and query selector all. This is the next method we have, query selector, and we have two methods here, document.getElementsByClassName, query selector all. What is this query selector? And we have to discuss this in next session, guys. Right, we will see in the next session how these two methods are going to work and how these methods will help us in finding the DOM elements, right?